The alarm screamed through the repair station just before midnight, yanking me from a mountain of paperwork. I'd been wrestling with supply orders, trying to stretch a budget that was already paper thin. Now, a ship was coming in, and the scanner readings told me it was a big one. My 8-year-old daughter, Lily, appeared in the doorway, clutching her stuffed bear. Her blonde hair was a mess from sleep, her eyes wide with worry. "Hey, princess, it's okay. Just someone needing help with their ship. Go back to bed." Lily nodded and vanished back into our small living quarters. I stood up, my back cracking. 34 years old, and I already felt ancient. 3 years of running this place alone. 3 years since the accident that took my wife Amy. It left its mark. I turned to the viewing window of the docking bay, and what I saw made my jaw drop. The approaching ship wasn't like anything I'd ever worked on. I usually get beat-up cargo haulers, mining vessels held together with duct tape and hope. This thing was gorgeous. Sleek lines, a hull that shimmered with colors I didn't even have names for. It was massive, easily 3 times bigger than anything that had ever docked at my tiny station on the edge of nowhere, but it was also dying. Plasma was leaking from an engine port, and the whole thing wobbled as it approached, like a drunk man trying to walk a straight line. I activated the docking clamps, my heart pounding. This was either going to make me enough money to finally buy Lily those new shoes she needed, or it was going to be a complete disaster, maybe both. The airlock hissed open, and I got my first look at the mystery customer. She was massive, at least 8 feet tall. Her entire body was covered in scales that shifted from purple to blue to green under the station lights. Her face was angular, almost reptilian, but her posture screamed power. She wore simple traveling clothes, but I could tell the fabric alone probably cost more than my entire station. "Good evening," she said, her voice deep and smooth. "I'm sorry for arriving so late. My ship has some serious problems." "Yeah, I can see that," I managed to say. "I'm Jake. I own this place." "My name is Valerie," she said, ducking carefully through the airlock. "I'm a merchant. My navigation system failed, and my engines are getting worse. Your station was the closest I could reach." A merchant, right? And the first was the king of the universe. Everything about her screamed wealth and power. But I learned long ago not to ask too many questions. Money was money, and Lily needed those shoes. "Let me take a look," I said. "I'll need to access your ship's computer systems." Valerie hesitated for just a second. "Of course. But the technology might be unfamiliar to you." That was the understatement of the century. 2 hours later, I was buried inside the most advanced engine I'd ever seen. Pretty sure I was about to have a panic attack. It worked on principles that shouldn't even exist. Quantum fold technology I'd only read about in theoretical papers. "Daddy?" I pulled myself out of the access panel. Lily was standing in the hallway, bear in hand, staring up at Valerie with huge eyes. "Lily, what did I tell you about staying in our room when I'm working?" "I couldn't sleep," she said, still mesmerized by our guest. "You're really, really tall. Are you a queen or something?" Valerie's face did something that might have been a smile. "Why would you think I'm a queen, little one?" "Because you're pretty and your clothes look expensive and your ship is super shiny." Lily's kid logic was flawless. "I'm so sorry," I said, my face getting hot. "She's supposed to be asleep." "It's completely fine," Valerie said, her voice suddenly warmer. "I don't mind the company. What's your name?" "Lily Mitchell. I'm 8. That's my dad. He can fix anything in the whole universe. Can he really?" Valerie's large amber eyes fixed on me with new interest. "Well, I don't know about anything," I muttered, turning back to the engine. The real problem was the quantum stabilizers. 3 of them were completely fried. Without them, the drive would rip itself apart the second she tried to jump to light speed. But looking at Lily's trusting face and the quiet hope in Valerie's eyes, I knew I had to try for them and for us. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to see what happens next in Jake and Lily's story, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next part. See you then.